What is up, everybody? So former UFC fighter and WWE superstar Ronda Rousey has a book coming out on April the 4th. And recently, a lot of things have been coming out about what is in that book, and she has been commenting a lot about WWE and Vince McMahon. Now, Inside the Ropes has put together a couple of very good articles about everything Ronda Rousey has been saying recently. Address is itrwrestling.com. So the first one is they published what Ronda Rousey had to say about the backstage culture in WWE. Now, to be clear, this is her time there. This is her experience. And here's what Ronda Rousey states about her time in WWE behind the scenes. And I quote, "Behind the scenes, how much of an absolute shit show it is at the WWE because they can't hold the story over my head and hold me hostage with my own career. I don't need anything from them and I don't intend on going back. So I can say everything that I think and feel while everybody else is still held captive by their organization." And they credit Fightful Select for that quote. She also goes on to say, "In MMA, I originally just started beef for publicity, but those other bitches did not get the memo, so they became personal," Ronda Rousey said. "In WWE, it's all fake. I love them except Bruce Pritchard and John Laurinaitis. They can go F themselves. That's real." And they credit WrestleZone with that quote. That book seems like it's going to be absolute fire when it comes out. And Inside the Ropes has also quoted this from Ronda Rousey as well. "NXT was founded by and under the control of Triple H. In addition to being my in-ring WrestleMania nemesis, he is arguably one of the best professional wrestlers in history and one of the better people on the business side. He is married to Stephanie McMahon, who is the daughter of WWE's Vince McMahon. Vince took over the company from his father in the early 1980s and spent the better part of 40 years playing a real-world pro wrestling version of Monopoly, buying up and absorbing smaller promotion until he basically owned them all. It's hard sometimes to know where the evil, unethical slimeball character of Vince McMahon played out for the camera's ends and the actual questionable, ethical, many times sued and multiple times accused of sexual misconduct Vince McMahon begins. That blurred line between character and reality is a recurring theme within the WWE universe." She also continues, "Pay-per-views are held in major cities like New York, Los Angeles, and Philadelphia, as well as now twice a year in Saudi Arabia, a nation that restricts the rights of women in a way that I'm certain Vince McMahon wishes he could." And then she blasts the treatment of women within WWE. This is a bit longer of a quote from Ronda Rousey here. "WWE loves to do well-produced video segments about the legacy of women within the organization, but the truth is, women have largely been footnotes. For the longest time, they are relegated to serving male characters in a valet role, an overly sexualized supporting character that takes cheap shots when the ref isn't looking. Over time, the level of female talent grew, and society as a whole started to shift. The organization gradually expanded the role of female wrestlers. WWE bills itself as a sports entertainment organization, and just like in the mainstream entertainment industry, there was, by all accounts, a casting culture where men backstage in powerful positions pressured female talent for sexual favors in return for airtime. There were so many public accusations and scandals, it's hard to keep track, and more that I'm sure the WWE managed to sweep under the rug. Women weren't just being demeaned backstage, but center stage. Up until 2007, bra and panties matches, where female wrestlers won the match by stripping their opponent down to her underwear, were an actual effing thing. Even after that gimmick was retired by WWE executives, I'm sure very reluctantly and with a lot of laminating about political correctness. It was clear that the organization placed more value on women's physical appearance than their physical ability. The Divas era, with its pink rhinestone butterfly title belt, dawned around the same time. Women, while now portrayed as wrestlers, were still expected to look a certain way. Think lots of makeup, little clothing, and huge boobs. It would take almost another decade, years after I proved women could be huge and could be a huge combat sports attraction, before women truly started to get into the squared circle, what diehards call a pro wrestling ring. And it was only after WWE was basically armbarred into it following a global social media backlash to the hashtag Give Divas a Chance, after divas were given a total of 30 seconds, less time than it takes most people to read this paragraph, for a nationally televised tag match. 4 women were given less time to collectively wrestle than every single man on the roster got for his intro music alone. Presented this information as a person outside of the wrestling world, you might draw the conclusion that there is troubling foundational sexist, patriarchal culture within WWE. You would be right. I have nothing but respect for the female wrestlers who paved the way for the women wrestlers today, and nothing but disgust for the amount of sexist, degrading BS they were put through. So, Ronda Rousey not holding back. And I'm sure there's going to be more coming out. Probably not just WWE. I'm sure things go on in other organizations and other entertainment companies all over the world. Look at what was going on with Harvey Weinstein in the film industry. WWE is just a giant global company, and that is why all of this attention, and rightfully so, is being put on WWE. But it is a problem everywhere, in all facets of entertainment, in politics, and everything. It is just a giant problem that needs to go away, and hopefully, it's been going on forever, and hopefully this is the beginning of things changing. I've read a lot of stories and heard about how the culture at WWE has changed since Triple H took over, and that is absolutely incredible to hear, and hopefully it's true. Everybody, the product has gotten better, everybody seems happier, the business is booming like never before, they're absolutely crushing it, and hopefully everything backstage is going well as well. But what do you think? What do you think of these comments by Ronda Rousey? Let me know. Leave some comments below. I hope you're having a good day, and I will see you again soon.